Scrapbook Day. It was an amazing event. Thanks for all of you guys that showed up in person to crop or to shop or to even zoom in for my demos. I appreciate you making me feel so important. It was really a ton of fun, and I have just as much fun as you all do. I loved all the food you all brought for the potluck. It was just so fun. Thank you for everything. So we have another idea today, and what I'm going to be working with is Revved Up. But before I talk about Revved Up, just some reminders. So we have some things going on that people aren't really understanding. So if you go to our creativememories.com, pick an advisor. And if you don't have one, I would love for you to shop with me. I'm Beckie Belote in Newport News, Virginia. Um, but go to promos. There's two things going on. The company always does this. They come out with this massive amount of new stuff in the new year, and I can't personally keep up with all the new stuff. But so they have to phase out some of the really hot products that truly have had time to. I don't know why I have to click on this. I hope y'all could have heard all that. Anyways, um, what was I going to say? So, um, totally lost my train of thought. I'm so worried that first few minutes was not recorded. By the way, the one that I did 2 weeks ago, that would have been around the 16th of August when I was out of town. A lot of you couldn't hear it, but I understand from my marketing girl that if you kind of fast forward to the 2 minute mark, I come alive and you can actually hear it. And that is actually the part where I start teaching. So if you missed that one, go ahead and do that one. I'm so far behind now. I feel stupid to go and redo it. But if you just go through 2 minutes, then you'll be able to do that. Somebody said, I want to really know about those t-shirts that you had on. The company designed some special t-shirts for all of us that were going on the trip so that we could find each other in the airport. So that's why I had that Amigas t-shirt on. It said Amigas on the front. It said Seize the Day, Port of Florida on the back. So anyways, wanted to let you know that. So back to the drawing board. Specials. If you go log into creativememories.com, there's a promo button. And on the promo, if you click on the promos, there's two things going on. One of them has to do with punches. And the ones that are involved in this will have a little blue banner on it that says buy one, get one, or buy BYGO, I think buy one, get one. And um, but a lot of people are confused. They think that they can pick that one and then pick another one in the same category, and one of them will be free. And that's not what's going on here. If you pick any of those, when you go to checkout, they're going to allow you to pick other exclusive punches. In other words, these you cannot buy. In fact, most of them you've never been able to buy. They were exclusives. So you'll be able to pick one of those, and some of them are border punches, some of them are border maker cartridges, but you'll get to pick one of those for free. So if you're just curious as to what you can get for free, go throw something in your cart. Go to like for instance, go throw the zebra stripe border maker cartridge in your cart. That's a good one. So if you throw that one in your cart and then pretend like you're checking out, it'll say, look, you've qualified, and they'll give you an option to kind of scroll through on your phone. Make sure you scroll through. You're not going to see more than one at a time. Scroll through to see all your options to decide if this is for you. So anyways, I thought that was a great bargain. Another thing that's going on, and this affects like I hope I'm not exaggerating, but I bet 18 of our lines. So 18 of our major lines, like Sunrays for Days, or Welcome Home, or Staycation, or Cue the Blue. I mean, there's just oodles of very popular lines that they are trying to reduce while we are bringing in new stuff. And if you put any combination of $50 worth of those items in your cart at checkout, you will get $15 off. That is a 30% savings. So that is a really good deal. We have advisors that aren't even getting 30% savings on their amounts. But if you are an advisor, you're going to get your discount plus that other discount. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right. So now I am going to oh, and there's one other thing. This is not a promo, but it's a limited edition item. It's the Mother's Day collection. It's a $26 little thing. It has a little paper book that's springy. In fact, when I say Mother's Day, it's springy. It doesn't have to be for Mother's Day, but I know some of you are probably looking for last minute gifts for mom or grandma, and it's a perfect little set for $26. It's got these raised tulips, some flowers. It's got some raised tulips, and I can't remember, but they're layered embellishments with this little paper book, super cute for 26. So that is a limited time thing through May the 6th. So if you want that, you should get that now. Really super cute. Okay, now back to Rev It Up. So Rev It Up, very masculine line. I love it because a lot of our lines are very feminine. So this is probably one that when I saw it, it's so really rugged and tough looking, and I think anybody that has well, and some, if you're outdoorsy, definitely what they were designed for. So classic cars. So if anybody in your life builds cars or goes to car shows, perfect. Motorcycles, people that are riding motorcycles or something like that. That's good. Somebody's getting ready to walk in my door. So there might be a little commotion, not sure. Off-road embellishment. So these are um four-wheelers, ATVs, that kind of thing. And then we have car racing for those NASCAR, anybody that likes to do that. So there's four different embellishments in this pack. You don't have to get them all. They're the XL ones, so they're the bigger ones. I recommend for those that are into our XL ones. Oh, I wonder if, oh, I'm almost all gone with my tape. But for the XL embellishments, get yourself some foam tape. The foam pads, I love, love, love. So I know you've heard me talk about our foam pads a lot because I use them a lot. They're small, they have different sizes, but you have to put more on them when they're these XL embellishments. And when I say XL embellishments, they are bigger. They are bigger than our regular embellishments. And so they require more adhesive. So if you're going to get some of these or some of our other XLs, which are my favorite because they make the page pop, get some foam tape. That way you just kind of cut off however big you want and it's one strip very fast. You'll want both. Want both types. All right. Um, so that comes with the bundle, all four packs. And then we have some very rugged mats that come with that pack. We have a pack of paper, we have some stickers, a whole sticker set that you're going to love that goes with that set. And if you get the whole bundle, with the set comes the gear punch, which also looks like tires and steering wheels. And also the tire tracks, which I think is also going to be more versatile than you would think. Okay. Plus, if you get the whole bundle, you'll get this free strip. They're clear with a pattern that you can pop on just anything. All right. So that is only if you get the whole set, but you can buy pieces individually. All right. So I have done some pages with this, so you're going to get to see it. Let me pull this out of the way. And we are going to start by changing my screen so that you can see me better. Right. Cool. My dogs did really good. They're actually not hearing very well these days, which is really serving me well. So anyways, we are going to I'm going to show you tire tracks. So the tire tracks punch, it's a border punch. So it works with your border maker system. If you don't have the border maker system, get the border maker system. If you want to leave this on your paper at the top, leave it on the paper at the top. It's beautiful. If you want to cut it off, what's really the measurement that I use is 1 inch plus two little tiny lines. Two little tiny lines. So not 1 1/4. It's 1 inch plus one little tiny line. All right. So that is not right because I must not have lined it up properly because it really does work. It should work so that these are very balanced. And I'll prove it to you on the next one. Okay. All right, so the other thing that you're going to want to do, another thing that you can do, I should say, is remember when we had the candy cane border maker cartridge that's out of stock? That they discontinued it actually. It was I think it was just last year. Um, we did a little skill where we cut three punches. We took our paper out, we flipped it, and we did it again on the first three. And because we flipped it, the pattern goes in opposite direction. So do you see how now we have a different look to it? So now it doesn't so much look like a tire track, but it looks more like just another interesting pattern. So let's see if I can do a better job this time. So I'm going to the 1 inch. I'm going over to the two little bars. And I'm going to check the time to make sure. Yeah, I don't know what I did last time. So that way it will get so that it looks pretty equally spaced on both sides. All right. So that takes care of that. All right. So let me get rid of my little scraps here. And I will show you what I have done with that opposite pattern, like I showed you. So I made a flower border here. These embellishments came from the floral embellishment packs, which, by the way, are still available as a bundle with the free gift of these sticker strips, which are absolutely beautiful. If you get a bundle of these flowers, so there's flowers and leaves. I stole the leaves from one of those packs. All right, and then I combined the fresh flower punch with the mandevilla flower punch to get this layout. In fact, these little poxy dots in the middle of the flowers also came from the same embellishment pack. But you can see that I did the skill that I just showed you. And because it's not black, it's green, you do not think tire tracks, do you? So that's going to be a versatile one that you may want to add to your cart today. All right. And then I just wanted to show you some pages with this. Do you see what I'm talking about? How beautiful this is? This is the revved up paper line. So even if you took away the motorcycle part, do you see how masculine this is? I feel like even without the embellishments, you're gonna love this paper pack. So if you're not a outdoorsy, motorcycle-y, ATV, classic car, race car type of person, please consider the paper. It's very, very pretty. All right. And then I did a border just like we just did. Um, I must have already. Oh no, I didn't. This is a really nice skill to bridge them together. You take any border really, mat it on another sheet of paper for stability, lay it where you want on your page, put your pages very close together, grab your scissors. I would recommend either it's on this scale, it doesn't really matter. I probably cut it with my long scissors and just go zoop, because you can actually lift your paper a little bit before you do it so that they kind of bow down and then just snip it in between and then it'll have a nice little angle there. Do you like that? All right, so this is a mat from the mat pack. These are embellishments from the mat pack, and this is an example of that clear sticker that I told you about. So it's actually bigger than it looks because it's clear, but the pattern shows up on anything. Is that neat? So that comes free if you do indeed get the entire bundle. All right. My bird is talking to us this morning. Not sure if you all can hear or not. I can hear it. Oh, by the way, I am back in my other office today because they are putting the final layer on my studio floor. And he told me I have to stay out for a week. So I am back in here. So that's why you're able to hear my doggies. All right. So here's another example. This is using the gear border punch at the top. And this is a mat from the mat from the mat pack, embellishment, the XL embellishment. See how big it is? So yes, just two little strips of that adhesive pops that nicely. And this, I just wanted to let you know, I do this a lot. I like to use these oversized mats as a big embellishment. And this one I think is really like this would be work too. If you take your rectangle patterns that come with the cutting system, So it's an add-on to your cutting system. It's called Rectangle Patterns. They cut a really nice round corner. So what I did is I actually cut this out with my red blade. And then after I did it, I did the same thing as I did on the last page. I laid it down between two pages, stuck it down, took my scissors and trimmed it off. And what that did is it not only pulls the pages together, but it makes more room over here for my photographs. Okay. Is that pretty? All right. So that takes care of that one. All right. So now I'm going to show you what we're going to do today. Um, Actually, I'm just gonna do what we're gonna do today. You can do this with any piece of paper. I'm just gonna grab one really fast because I didn't think it through. This one comes from the Bold. I think it's called Bold and Slate. It's an advisor exclusive. So it's something that you do need to rely on your advisor to get. So if you want one, you may want to ask them if there's anything you can do to earn one. Um, like maybe make a nice purchase or maybe I don't know. But um but you can reach out to your advisor on that one. All right, but I am going to demo what I am teaching today. And if you don't have our mats are really designed for creative memory stuff. We do all kinds of things using all of these marks. And it makes us look really good at what we do because it makes things so easy. Um, so I'm putting this right in the middle of my 13-inch mat. And what's nice about that is I can still see the measurements all the way around. So what I'm going to do is put a little X at the 6-inch. In other words, I am finding the center of each side. Then what I'm going to do is flip my punch upside down. I have already figured out where the middle of this punch is. If you have a ruler, it's 1 1/4 inch in. 1 1/4 inch in. And I went ahead and put those marks on both sides. And the way that I figured that out, again, I just used my mat. I'm trying to get the angle that I am so that you can see, but you can use your mat and just line up this line with a line here to feel how big this opening was, to feel where the emitter was. So you can use this as well as just a regular ruler to measure that space, but it's 1 1/4 inch in. And then I'm measuring that my little X, my little red X that I put there is lined up with that little dot. So I'm going to do that all the way around. Kind of tugging, so I'm going to remove these scraps so I don't tear anything. But that is some part of the challenge when you cut upside down is sometimes things get stuck. And this one did get stuck. Come on. So I've done this 3 times this morning with no catastrophes. I've mentioned this before. I think I like to save my catastrophes just for you to see. Actually, we did make sure whenever that happens, you do make sure you've cleared out all your stuff because sometimes that's what's causing the problem. And we'll go one more time. Right. So now what I want you to do, by the way, take a look at the scraps that are coming out. We've got these big circles, and we also have these little circles, which would make nice little eyeballs or something for some of your creatures that some of you all are creative enough to make. So I'm going to get these out of the way. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to cut one or more of these here and here, here and here, here and here, here and here. So we're going to go back to our punch. We no longer need to do it upside down. Let me give you a little tip. Um, when you go to put your paper in to cut, like you usually do, you're trying to line up the pattern. If you can't get it quite to match, do you see how that looks close but no cigar? Um, if I go this way, same thing. It's close but no cigar. Please don't assume that it's right. Please don't assume that it's right. It is not. If it doesn't line up like it usually does, it is not right. And so the reason why that happened to this time is because when I cut, remember I flipped it upside down. So that in order to get a match, we're going to need to flip this paper upside down. Okay. So now we should be able to find a perfect match. And a perfect match is when your paper covers all the blue. There's no blue tucking out anywhere. All right. So I'm going to match there. I'm going to go to the other side and do it again. This time we will not have the jams because we are cutting right side up. All right, so that takes care of that. We're going to do it on each side of this one. And so forth. I'm just getting that out of the way so that we don't get stuff caught up underneath. There. Here. And one last go of it. This is that one that was crinkled. Say a prayer. Because I've crinkled it, it's not happy with me. Thank you, prayer warriors. Right. Let's Okay. So there we have it. All right. So next, what I want you to do, go ahead and center this in the space here. I am pulling out my wavy frame. I'm pulling this one out. We have another option, but I'm pulling this one out because I noticed this one is on last chance. When things go on last chance, they become collector's items, and then you can't get them for a reasonable price. If you think you may want this, now is the time. I don't know how many we have left, but it just means they are likely to sell out soon. And you won't be able to get one later except for by overpaying. If that does happen, please reach out to your advisor and ask her if she can find you one, because she would love to have the opportunity to find you these missing items instead of you buying them on eBay or from another advisor. Okay. They would really appreciate that. All right. So I am going to cut the corners off of each of these. When you start cutting, if you start cutting on the paper, and going backwards on both sides, it's going to give you a better cut and be less likely to tear or dealing with something very fragile. If you want to do two of these at a time for a double page spread, you can do them two at a time. You could have cut all of this twice, at the same speed. Um, I didn't, and I'll tell you why I didn't in a minute. So I'm concentrating. Okay, so this is what we've got. Isn't that pretty? So this will make a great title page as is. What I like to do, and it has less space, and so that's why I think title page. If you don't have a lot of pictures, you could have done two at one to do a double page spread. But if you think you're going to have more pictures, what I like to do is cut them in half. And that way I can use them easily on a double page spread. So, in order to get it in half, I would recommend so that it's right in the middle to do a little fold because I tried to do it without doing the fold this morning and I could not get it in the middle to save my neck. So if you really want it in the middle, do it there, and then you can line it. You can use your trimmer with the little feature that the trimmer has to figure out where the middle is. So I can see the line. I'm going to put the line where I think it should be. Then I'm going to make sure I am accurate by pulling down these little guys to show me that it is not accurate. I need to shift it there and there for it to be in the middle. Okay. All right. Is that cool? All right, so now this would be the topper on both sides. So let's look at my completed version, or semi-completed version, I should say. So there is my topper. These squares here are 3.5 by 3.5. I threw in the tire tracks in the middle for the fun of it. So they fit really nicely up here. These I cut at 3.5 by 5 down here. And I wanted to show you how you can use your mat to for precision. So if I want this, if I want to copy this page, I have tube mats, as you can see, and it's because I use these all the time for doing what I'm doing right now. I like it for measure. So here's my 6 inch. So if I center this on the 6 inch, you can use all of your little etchings. Actually, this is black. I want to do this one here. All right. So here's the middle. This is one, let's see, 1 3/4 on each side. So you can see how I can really ensure that it's right smack in the middle. And then the other two, we can do this too. All right. So I wanted to kind of let you see that I am using my mat to do that. All right. And they're side by side. You can see that we've got some mirror imaging going on here. This one I cut for a little journal box. And I wanted to show you that you can use, again, you can use your mat for measuring. So I can go right here. This is 1 3/4. So if I wanted to put some of these ride-on strips on it, which is kind of a new fun product that we have, let's make it like 1.5. I can just cut this at 1.5. It must be 2.5. I know that's not right. I don't know what I just said, but I know that's not right. All right, so I'm going to go up a little bit. And then when I go to put these strips on, they'll all be exactly the same length. And I can just, once you get the first one situated, then you have something to line up with each one. You see what I'm talking about? And then when you write on these, if you make a mistake, you can just put one on top of it. So for those of you that are paranoid about that, it'll be really helpful. So you see how they're going to be perfect all the way down. So that's how you do those. I did cut one of these here. And then for a photo. And then what I wanted to show you is how if you put your embellishments on with the foam tape, so I'm going to pop them because this one is big and it's going to kind of touch this and this. When I put my foam tape on it, I'm going to put it in the, like maybe one here, maybe one here, and not mess with the perimeter. This is a nice surface that's going to give it a lot of support. But when I put it down, you can see that there is nothing here that's going to impede me from putting my photo there. Nothing here that will impede my photo. Make sense? So it's going to give it a lot of pop. And we'll go ahead and throw this one on this side. And this one would be great for a regular foam square too, because it's not really as big. But I'm going to do the same strategy where I put it in the middle and then because I have it out, I'm going to go ahead and use it. You can cut these in any size that you want. And then I'm going to put that over here. Okay. All right. So there we have it. Better stick these down because next time you see me, it won't be done if I don't. I'll forget. I'll go on to my next thought process. All right, so that takes care of that. Isn't that pretty? All right. And then I have so I wanted to um show you this. I feel like I've showed you this before. This is National Scrapbook Day, but the only reason why I'm showing it is that this was made with the same template. So if you're thinking, do I really want that? Yes, you really want that. It does some really pretty layouts. All right. So that is all I've got today. If you like scrapbooking and you have friends that you think would like scrapbooking alongside you, or even a friend, please consider joining as a Creative Memories advisor. I would love to talk to you about that to see if it's something that would fit with your lifestyle because it's fun and you don't have to be a superstar. You don't have to be creative because we all share our skills. You don't have to need the money because it's just fun. You might want to need, you might just need the friends because it's a great little friend opportunity. So reach out if that interests you at all. And thanks again for watching and have a fantastic week.